Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Yes, all right. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen,
This is fine.
you're late for the show, I see, but that's okay. You might feel late, but you're just in time. Good morning,
That's
everybody. Welcome back to our show here on rumble.com/JJW, where I'm sure you've already subscribed so that you can get this sort of quality entertainment every morning as you drink your coffee and learn things about the world that you didn't know, or maybe you suspected were true. We got some stuff to talk about today. I don't know how much. There's definitely some stuff that I don't know, volcano wise. I don't know what's going on with the volcanoes.
Have you not been paying attention to the news, JJ?
I've been trying to exist. I am preoccupied with my own personal existence.
How dare you? How dare you?
Narcissism has expanded it completely around me. I can't see anything.
You type of thing. Disgust me.
I'm going to move you over here so that I can look at you, and I'll move the news over there.
I don't know.
Morning, everybody. That's better. Isn't that better? I think it's better. Tell me about music, please.
Yeah, I want to show you some volcano stuff, but I want to talk about music, and you may remember this song. If you will go to our Discord server over here above JJ's head, that way, you will go to our playlist. I've been adding stuff, one song a day to our playlist. It's I'm a music aficionado for a long time now. And I try to expand your mind and remember help you remember songs like the one today, JJ. You may remember this song today from the early 2000s by the Los Lonely Boys. Heaven. They won Grammys, man. How far is heaven? Lord, can you help me?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I ran across this song yesterday and I was like, oh, I forgot about this song. And I've listened to it like 4 times. This morning? No, 4 times since yesterday when I was like, I was just washing dishes yesterday and I just listened to it on repeat a couple of times because this was such a great song. And Los Lonely Boys is a nice bluesy Mexicana blues band, man. They are really freaking good. I just forgot how freaking great this band was.
There, once again a testament to the 90s being the best era.
I think this was the middle. I think this was about 03, 02, 03.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, but it still got that 90s, that 90s crossover, late 90s.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Feel.
It's fine. Man, this is a good song. I've heard this so many times.
Yeah. You used to hear it all the time back in the day, and it's completely forgotten. Yeah,
it's a fun song.
Yeah, good stuff there. Los Lonely Boys. So there you go. There's your song of the day.
Honestly, that is a good song to start your day with. That's a good. It'll put you in a good mood, I think.
Yeah, that's a good peppy song.
We need to figure out how to get to be able to play songs without getting crucified by internet
fees, but I don't want to do that.
No.
I already do that for the radio station, and I know how much that check is.
It's a bunch of money.
It makes your stomach hurt.
All right. Okay, what's on the agenda today for news? I saw.
There's some nasty stuff. You saw what? I was gonna let you talk.
I was just putting our tags back here. I saw that you posted some from Luke. Luke Rudkowski. We Are Change, and I know you've been posting some stuff about volcanoes. I didn't know you follow Luke. If you guys are on X.com, you should definitely follow Luke Rudkowski because he's maybe one of the only journalists out there that's like not bought and owned by corporate media.
Yeah.
So There's a lot. We have a groundswell of independent journalists, some of which are honest and you can trust, and some of which are definitely have an agenda. Maybe you can't trust. But Luke, I think, is a square dude. So he's posting some stuff about volcanoes.
So last week, I think this was last week in Italy and Sicily.
Oh, it's
hang on, I'm sharing.
Probably brought the video. Yeah, there you go. What?
All right. So last week in Sicily, this happened, and this video is just one that I saw yesterday. It shows you. It takes 10 seconds for the sound to reach after it happens. This shows you how slow sound really is compared to light. But this was the eruption.
Oh, we actually get to see it. This is fascinating.
Yeah. You can see it's active right there, but wait, just hold up. Look at that shit.
Whoa. That is molten rock. It is throwing around.
Dude, just... instant death for anything in there. Bugs.
Wow.
Well, that happened. Isn't that crazy, dude?
Dude,
that happened last week.
How can you live on the? I mean, like, there's city lights right there at the bottom of that volcano. It's probably a mile or two away from it, or something like that. But how can you live that close to that thing and think like, oh, it's fine. I'll just, if it really happens, I'll just get up and leave. No, you're not going to get away from that thing if that thing goes off.
You're not getting up and leave. All right, so I'm going to show you this other video here. This was another TikTok video that did a really good job of. I'm not going to play I guess the sound maybe comes up on it here. Steam. This is in Iceland, and this is. I mean, look, it's in the middle of downtown. This fault line is just.
Oh wow!
And yeah, they've just straight up like it's imminent. This is November 13th, so this was yesterday.
I mean, it just ripped a chunk out of the. Is this an earthquake or is this?
No, just hold up. You'll see. I think it's got. Yeah, here we go. Drone footage, and you can kind of see.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's kind of
like a large part of the city. Like this goes through there's a golf course. This whole part of town, but there's a lot of volcanic activity that's going on underneath Iceland, and they're all like, this crap's fixing to happen. It's fixing to happen. I thought I had this other video. Maybe this
is the one that Luke posted too.
Yeah. Let me get that one up. And now this was so also, have you not seen what's going on in Japan? There's volcanic activity out there that's actually forming a new freaking island right now in Japan. Okay, Well,
so, that's kind of awesome because they say that in I think it's like in real estate or something, like land is the only thing you can't get any more of, and it turns out like you can maybe get an island.
I get an island. Here, this was November the 11th, and this is from, I don't know what website this is. Let's see if it's not going to bring up the photos, is it? Well, kiss my honey.
You get the photos if you get all the ads. You get all the ads.
So you
I
have
a story from the Independent about all of this.
Wait a minute. Let me show you this last one. We're not even done with all these yet. I got one more. And this one is that was actually going on in Mexico yesterday, I think. Yesterday.
Oh, really?
So it kind of makes you think that with the Euphrates River drying up. And Revelations talks about when the Euphrates River dries up. It kind of makes you think that the Revelation and end times are upon us. That's something we need to talk with Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, we need Sinister to be like, is there anything about volcanoes exploding and the earth rending? It's
because Euphrates River drying up is Revelations, and that shit's happening
just before our show was about to really take off.
No, Revelations is going to hit right before we
the end of the world comes. We were this close. We were this close to making it. Okay. So this story is from the Independent on all of this stuff. Fears an Icelandic volcano will erupt remain high as magma spreads underground and huge cracks appear in the road. So lava, that crack, that video you showed, lava is going underground and it's like destroying foundation or whatever, or just washing, I don't know, sediment out or whatever, and it's causing instability. And then on top of that, there's earthquakes. And cracks appear in the roads. Seismic activity in southwestern Iceland decreased in size and intensity on Monday, but the risk of volcanic eruption remains significant. Around 900 earthquakes hit the south of the country Monday in Iceland. 900 earthquakes, with tens of thousands of tremors reported in the region of Reykjanes in recent weeks. 4,000 people were evacuated over the weekend as authorities feared that molten rock would rise to the surface of the earth and potentially hit the coastal town with a geothermal power station. So Iceland is having a bit of a situation. And in Mexico, you have that video of Mexico. And then what was the other one? Japan,
Sicily.
So, okay. So this is dramatic and like visual and it, it's not something we see necessarily in our everyday lives, but how often, and I don't know the answer to this. Like, if you think like, oh, this never happens. Okay. Well, how often do earthquakes happen? Cause I don't know.
All the time.
How often do volcanoes
erupt? All the time.
I don't know.
All the time.
So, we could
be in these areas where, but let me point out something else that's going on right now. Do you know about the Leonid meteor showers that go on in mid-November?
Is that the ones where we pass through the
Temple-Tuttle comet
field? Yeah.
It was the Temple-Tuttle comet tail. And every November, they're saying this year it's November 17th, in the dawn of November 18th, you'll be able to see it. It comes out of Leo in the sky. You'll be able to see them. And you can go back to what's the one in like 1866 or 1886 or something like that. They had one that was like the stars are falling. It was a big one. And some of these big meteors that have come down and hit like Russia and stuff like that in the past have come down in mid-November. And so we're right in the middle. They're saying, like, I brought this up yesterday, but watch late on the night of November 17th until the dawn of November 18th. The morning of November 17th might be a little worthwhile too. And you should be able to see some. It just depends. But we go through the orbit every 33 years. I
think it's like it's a cycle. We pass through it and then we go back the other way, right? And some of the worst things that have ever happened on Earth have happened because we pass through this field, and then like Earth's gravity catches like a meteor or like a space rock, and then it lands. Remember that thing in Russia in like 1923 where like a meteor or something crashed and it.
What was that called? That's I know the name of that. That is go ahead. I know.
And they didn't even like, it was massive, but it was so far from everywhere. They didn't even know about it until like a long time later. And it just wiped tree and like knocked trees over for miles.
Scientists calculated the orbit of 33.17 years, and this was back in like 1899. So in 1932, when the next returned, they missed it, and then in 1965. They missed it again. 1965, they actually got it. But it was visible only in large telescopes. On its next return, early 1998, the comet was bright enough that you could see it in binoculars. I don't even remember the Temple Tuttle comet. Yeah, I remember the Temple Tuttle
Yeah.
comet.
And
You could see it in the
when we
sky.
pass through it and like rocks fall on Earth, that's
Yeah,
called the Torrid meteor shower.
yeah. And so the next one is in 8 years, 2031 is when the return of the comet in the sky.
Okay.
So that's in about 8 years. But we passed through the tail parts in the middle of November every year. So
Right. Well,
do you think that could have anything to do with
Well, I mean, I mean, the Earth is really.
vibrations of the
Uh,
earth? Or they said that if we ever lined up with the whatever in the black hole and the do, it's going to cause blue 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 to happen and spinning around, and we'll turn into a
I,
top, and
I don't
Jack in
know.
the Box will jump out of the earth. And
The Earth is heavy, and we're flying through dust, so a little bit of that dust lands on us. Now, relative to scale, some of that dust is big because we're small. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I think we really need in the world is like, everybody's a little so blasé in the world. There's nothing really happening. We probably need a little bit of volcanic activity,
Sure.
maybe some rocks falling out of the sky,
Yeah.
just shake things up, keep people on their toes.
Nothing really happens on the earth anymore.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
so
Is that all the volcano stuff?
yeah, this is fine. Everything is
Iceland.
okay.
Good luck, Iceland. Be careful driving.
Yeah. That's we're I'm not poking fun at any of this mess with these people, especially in Iceland and stuff. Get the F out of Iceland now, please.
Oh wow,
Please.
the Reykjanes is southwest of Reykjavik, and it's seething with seismic activity. So
You know what? I've been up here in this basket. One of my teachers that lives close, tours, goes all over the world, and he went to Iceland several years ago, and he come back and he brought a bunch of rocks from Iceland, and he was given to people, and he brought me one, and it was a little black stone. I think it's up there in that basket. Probably.
Well,
or over there in that. It might be over there in that.
All right.
Look.
That's cool. If Reykjavik
I mean,
sinks into the
volcanic.
ocean, you might have the only
The only
left.
piece of Iceland ever. That's cool.
It'll be like the lost continent
That's terrible.
of Zoo or whatever.
Atlantis.
There used to be a place called Iceland. Now it's just this rock. I carry it in my pocket and remember them.
All right. I don't want to get to that nasty AI news
dark.
yet.
That one's gross.
I don't know about any of this looting mess that
Yeah, let's
look.
Let's see what's going on here. I got this one. Let's find out what's
okay.
Looting. This is on Breitbart.com. A mob of looters ransack a Memphis gas station and a FedEx truck. So, I mean, Memphis is kind of a big city, but it's also like in the Midwest, right? It's not like
Memphis is in the South.
South?
It's the South, yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Tennessee.
Okay, well, it's not
Arkansas and
it's not
Alabama.
on the crazy New York side, and it's not on the crazy Los Angeles side. It's in the
middle. No, it's more. Memphis is a rough city too. In certain parts of it gets like every other city.
Right,
every city's got rough parts, and Memphis has got its rough parts. The FedEx, one of the major FedEx depots, is down there in Memphis, where they fly all the big planes and shit out of, is down there in Memphis, where all the
stories like this are how you end up with no grocery stores around you, because people will close shop because this is not good. A mob of looters ransack Memphis gas station and a FedEx truck. A mob of 36 suspects. Deke, if you were like, oh man, I'm going to go out and commit a crime, I'll call my buddy. You got 36 friends that you could be like, hey, let's go commit a crime.
Yeah, let me call a few buddies.
Going through my
36.
phone. Hold on. Dave's in. Joe said he's not doing this. This is going to take a while to organize.
Do we have 36 viewers?
They vandalized, damaged, and stole more than $17,000 worth of merchandise from Memphis, Tennessee gas stations Saturday night. The police said, local officials said the group victimized an Exxon and a Fill and Go gas station during the rampage.
Grab them ho-hos. Give me some ho-hos.
I mean, $17,000 divided over 36 people ain't exactly a lot of money.
What are you stealing out of a gas
I
station?
mean, let's find out how much that is.
$17,000.
17,000 divided by 36.
Lottery tickets.
$400,
lottery tickets.
$475 each. It's not a good investment of your time.
And Tennessee is not I don't think it's a legal state, so the gas station wouldn't be carrying any kind of THC products or anything like that.
Oh, really?
But they would be carrying CBD stuff. The
Mm,
CBD stuff could be worth if it was a gas station that carried that. Alcohol, cigarettes, lottery tickets.
why?
I can see $17,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is this just
yeah, I
people
can see
being
that.
rowdy, or I
Have
mean,
you
what's
seen
going
how much
on?
a fucking candy bar cost, dude? Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
$17,000 is like a case of Hershey bars. That's just one case of Hershey bars, dude.
Well, thanks, Joe Biden.
Thank you, Joe.
You guys remember this shit, not when you're at the grocery store, but when you're at the ballot box. Remember what you
If
did.
Trump was in office, it would only be like $8,000 worth of groceries stole.
Yeah, it'd be way less.
It'd be way less shit stole.
Oh, there's a video. Let's see. Over a dozen people bum rushed a Memphis gas station. Okay, I haven't seen this video. Hopefully there's nothing violent. Let's see what's going on.
Shit, I just come in here for some bubble gum. That was a kid.
Hey, yeah. Well, you know what?
A kid.
Hold on. Let's appreciate the diversity here. Diversity, equity.
You got white
inclusion.
people, black people,
Yeah,
young
everybody.
people, old
See?
people.
Racism's a trick, y'all.
See, it's nice to have people of
The guy's
all
tweeting out
nationalities
while he's doing it.
working together. Look, hell, let's just take this motherfucker. I'm taking this home and putting it in my living room. A gas station sells clothes and shit. What?
Did he
I
just
want
steal some
these
candy
socks,
corn?
man. I want some socks.
The guy took a whole rack of cotton candy.
Man, I want some Reese's, and I dropped them.
Let me tell you, these kids are gonna get caught, and their moms is gonna whoop their ass.
No, they're not.
But that is
Because
look at
their
that.
moms
It's like a
don't
12-year-old
care.
girl.
Because their moms are all on painkillers and opiates and meth, and they don't care, JJ.
They don't care. It's insured, right? That's what they'll say. Oh, it's just a place. It's just insured. Look, people can get hurt.
All right, that's good enough of this.
Yeah, that's enough. I do not endorse you people acting like fools.
I can't tell you what my mom would have done to me if I would have done something like that and got caught. I would be scared of what my mom would have done to me. But let me tell you, if my dad ever found out I'd done something like that, I would not be able to sit down in this chair to this day. I would be standing up because my ass would still be hurting.
I can tell you what my mom would have done. I'm pretty sure. Because I did something not like this. My mom took me and talked to a detective. She'd be taking it all my ass to jail herself.
Dad always told me and my brother this. He always said, boys, if you get arrested, you better not call me that night because I ain't going to come get you till in the damn morning. You're going to stay your ass in jail for one night. I'm not coming to get you.
Write it out.
That's right.
You bought the ticket. You take the ride.
You dug the hole. You got to get out of the motherfucker. And don't ask for a rope.
Let's do. I guess we have a political story here. Let's do this, and then we can do this other interesting stuff. Let's see. Here, Virginia. Okay. By the way, we were off for a few days. You boys in Kentucky reelected Beshear.
Oh, we didn't get to talk about that. Let me tell you why I think the underground rumor is there's a lot of people that are really kind of starting a conspiracy about that because all these Kentuckians are getting together and God damn it, every time I start talking.
Yeah, telling the story. So Andy Beshear, beloved in Kentucky, apparently Democrat in a red state, only Democratic governor, and he I believe locked that shit down during COVID. So you would think that they would be a little bit unhappy with him,
that was
but
one of my
he
guys.
managed to win. So how did
Okay,
Andy
so
win?
most Kentuckians are talking, and they're all like, "Hey, I voted for Cameron. I voted for Cameron." Cameron won. Kentucky has 120 counties in the state. Cameron won 98. I think it was 98 of the 120 counties. Yet Bashir won because Bashir had Lexington and Louisville, and
Yeah.
that's why they say he won. There's a lot of Kentuckians that are calling BS on this. A lot of Kentuckians that I've seen and a lot are calling BS on this. All right. Nothing. It's just mouths right now because nothing's ever going to be done. But here is what I've heard that the underground rumor is, and it makes sense to me. They did not want Daniel Cameron, who's got some good values, as the governor of Kentucky. They want him in Mitch McConnell's seat if and when Mitch McConnell is no longer able to have his seat. Okay? And Cameron could not do that if he was governor. So they have kept him as a contingency plan for McConnell.
Okay.
This is just a rumor, but it made a little sense to me. Because if McConnell is not able to have his seat anymore for whatever reason,
because of this.
Exactly. His NPC. Thanks for the rose.
It glitched.
Yeah. You would have Cameron for that basically. So that was the rumor.
What's your gut feel on that? Does that feel authentic, or does it feel like it's an excuse to, we lost and
I don't feel like it was an excuse, but I feel like it was like to me, it's a chess game. I mean, I see the chess moves. Sometimes you got to sacrifice your freaking knight to move your freaking bishop in the spot that you need. Sometimes you got to kill off the guy to get your other guy in your spot. You got to do that in chess, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Kentucky once again governed by a Democrat.
It's most of Kentucky is red.
Right.
You go into any county, into any gas station, into any little bitty restaurant, and 99% of them are red.
Most states are red, and then the cities are blue, and then they're just so densely populated.
Kentucky has 2 major cities, Louisville and Lexington. Paducah's like number 3 or 4.
So here's the let's see, here's the story that we were going to address.
Trying to be blue.
It's Virginia Democrats might lose control of their state Senate because a member lied about the residents. Didn't we talk about this the other day? I thought we talked about this the other day. I swear that we talked about this. I plan to stop them from certifying the election. She's disqualified. That means I ran unopposed as a matter of law, a Republican opponent says. Virginia Democrats last week took control of the state House and retained control of the state Senate by 1 seat. But a winning senator may have lied about residing in the district, a situation that could lead to the chamber falling into Republican hands. Democrats are slated to control the state Senate 21-19, but if Ghazala Hashmi is ineligible to hold office because she lied on her campaign paperwork, then a situation could arise where she is replaced by a Republican, and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears would cast the tie-breaking votes. So it would be 2020 instead of 21-19. Virginia's Senate candidates are required to live in the district they are running for, and Hashmi filed candidacy paperwork saying that she lived in an apartment on Boulder Lake Drive in North Chesterfield in Senate District 15. But 4 neighbors filed a complaint saying she actually lives outside this district on Bosham Lane in Midlothian. And they provided a spreadsheet saying that they had driven by the house 62 times during the month of October, her residency. They were going by twice a day. The notes include her car being there late at night, and in early morning, and her leaving the house shortly after 8 a.m. It also includes photographic evidence. They went full TV private investigator on her. They sat out in the car, eating donuts, taking photos with a telegraphic lens, making notes in the book. They were doing that. Must have been exciting for some folks. They had her on stakeout, bro.
People love to role play, JJ.
I know.
People love to pretend there's something they're not.
Yeah. I don't think this is gonna fly.
I like to be a warrior, a barbarian.
Yeah. Hey, do you like to fly? Do you like to fly?
Ask yourself that question again. Before
But
does Deke like to fly?
listen, I'm gonna be honest. This is an empty and hollow segue attempt.
Why no, JJ? I do not like to fly.
You don't like to fly? Have you ever been on one of those tiny little planes, like a 2-seater, like a Cessna, or maybe 4 people? Not a big jet, but like a little tiny one.
A buddy of mine, when we were about 20, 21 years old, he got flying lessons and he could invite someone. So his first flying lesson, I got to go with him, and we got to go on this little. It was just 2 seats in the back, 2 seats in the front, 2 seats in the back. Cause I kind of sit there and, it was, and he took off and whatnot. And I remember he was trying to steer with his feet, because you steer with the pedals on your feet and whatnot. And when you're on the ground, you steer with your feet.
Okay.
In this particular one. And then when he got up in the air and we flew, and it was really cool. And I remember the instructor goes, all right, we're going to let you land, Willie. And I was like, the fuck we are? We're not letting Willie land. Willie ain't landing today. He can do that on lesson 2.
No.
And I ain't there on.
Oh, no.
We ain't letting Willie land.
All right.
So, no, I do not like to fly, even in big planes. I've been in a big 747 to go to Honolulu, and it was like 3 seats, aisle, 4 seats, aisle, 3 seats. And I don't. I've been on the big 2, aisle 2, or those. I don't like flying.
It's not fun.
No,
it's not fun. My kids
I like
are
taking off and landing, but I just don't like the experience.
I think we're gonna go to Nashville in around Christmas, and we're taking the kids, and they're excited because it'll be the first time flying an airplane, and I am just like, can we drive? I'd rather drive.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Way too far. And it's not. I don't fear flying. I just don't like flying. I don't like waiting in line. I don't like taking my shoes off. And
that's
hey, by the way,
that's me. I don't fear flying. I don't like flying.
Right. So let me. I last week I went to Omaha, Nebraska, and I know the security gate. You got to take your shoes off. Got to put your stuff in the buckets. Goes to the scanner thing. And I was like, okay, phone, watch, wallet, shoes, computer bag, all of that in the buckets, in the scan machine. I had no belt on, nothing. And you go through the thing. No, I haven't clothes on. You go stand in the little machine, put your hands up, and they whoop, whoop, whoop around you, right? And then they step out and they're like, sir, something wrong right here. And there was a picture, like a cartoon picture of a person, and there was 2 little red boxes right over my junk and my butt. And he was like, I'm gonna have to sweep you. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, you're going to get patted down. I was like, oh, okay. And my wife is over here heckling me, laughing. She always thinks it's funny. Anyway. Okay. Deke's got let's mute Deke for a second. Deke's got a guest in the office. A video shows a small plane. I don't know the point of that was, other than I very frequently get the optional pat down. My wife thinks it's hilarious. A video shows small plane crash into a car during an emergency landing. Check this out. A small plane landed Saturday on a roadway in McKinney, Texas, colliding with a car after overshooting the runway, WFAA reported. The pilot was reportedly attempting an emergency landing at Arrow County Airport after a flight from Midland, Texas, but couldn't halt the aircraft at the end of the runway. The plane breached a fence and hit a vehicle on Virginia Parkway, as captured by video by a local resident, Jack Schneider. Let's check this out. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, let's see. Can we see that again? I don't know how TikTok works. Wow. You're just rolling along and then boom, you get hit by an airplane. Can't believe that. Did you see this, Deke? Look at this.
Sorry, I thought I turned it down. Y'all heard the train go by. Jeez.
Oh, I muted it. Oh,
okay, good.
I muted you. Okay, so is this how you? Okay, watch. Look at that. Look, You see that? Bonk. This dude was just driving by. The plane didn't stop before the end of the fence. It went through the fence. So this motorist is just rolling along, gets hit by an airplane. That's crazy.
Damn.
You be careful driving around airplanes, I guess. I saw the airplane coming down the runway quick. I knew he wasn't going to have time to stop. It was clearly going too fast. The tires were smoking. So I quickly pulled out my phone because I could tell something was going to happen. My phone is not that fast. I guess I got a lot older phone. If you see something happening, is your phone fast enough where you can be like, pull it out, record? No, I got open camera.
You can set up your side buttons to go straight to your video to where you hit it and it just goes straight to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should do that. Then I could be an intrepid journalist.
You could be a paparazzo.
A paparazzo.
Gosh, this is a squeaky, squealy ass train going by. I'm trying to keep my mic down.
Okay. Let's see. We got a few more. Let's. What do you want? Do you want to talk about?
Got AI news.
Energy. Let's do AI news.
Let's do it.
Beep bop.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI news.
Do your gross AI news story first.
This is horrible and disgusting. Never be impressed with people with degrees, folks. Just because they have a master's in this, I have a PhD in that, I have a medical degree in this or that, and that doesn't make them smarter than you, because sometimes people with degrees are fucking stupid and evil and stupid. And this guy is both. Look at this. Horrifying. A North Carolina child psychiatrist gets 40 years for using AI to make child porn. This dumb fuck used an internet robot to make child pornography. And then, of course, he got caught. Of course, you got caught. Shit's on the internet, you dummy. I mean, if that isn't a face that just deserves a good punching right there. Child psychiatrist in Charlotte, North Carolina, used AI to make child porn, and now he's facing the consequences. In a press release Wednesday, the U.S. State's Attorney's Office of Western District of North Carolina announced that 41-year-old David Tatum will spend the next 40 years behind bars and then 30 years of supervised release for the sexual exploitation of minor and AI-generated porn. Very unlikely he will make it to the second half of that sentence. As we read yesterday, the average life expectancy is 76, right? I'm sorry. Real sorry for you, David. Don't do that kind of dumb shit, folks. Don't do that. It's dumb and it's evil. Please don't be dumb and evil. If you have to choose one, be dumb, but don't be evil.
I have a quick story here. I didn't want to get into this very much, but I just thought this was a really cool. You can read the article. I'll post it on our website. But they're making these energy efficient type muscle type devices for these robots that can convert electricity into motion. It's basically based on an actuator, a device responsible for converting energy into physical motion, just like muscles. They're crucial components, and scientists have figured out how to, make these artificial muscles with different solutions and stuff more energy efficient, and to actually able to convert it into electricity to power it longer, not indefinitely, but longer, which is a first step, which is very interesting. Now I have the scary AI story of the day. Where's our little AI guy? I miss our little AI guy. Where's he at? Hi, buddy.
Hello,
George.
George the robot.
George the animal robot. All right. So, do you know what the singularity is, JJ?
This is the hypothetical moment when artificial intelligence eclipses its limitation and becomes conscious of its own self, so that it is no longer a tool to be used by you, but it is an entity with its own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and will. It is a persona, a person. That's the singularity, right?
Yes, exactly. Do you believe that will happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. How come?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why I don't know why I don't think that. Let me think about it. I guess part of it is just
You don't want it to happen?
maybe it's just because I don't understand that it can happen. Because my understanding of code and programming is that, you know, and AI is very, very sophisticated, but it's still code. It's still, you know, you can trip it, you can make it say do dumb things, you can ask it straight up questions and it can just lie and just, you know, it doesn't seem to have an intent of its own. It mimics
But if you
humanity.
tell it an intent,
Right. But then it's just
if it
performing
realizes
programming.
an intent, well, some smarter people than me say that that it may happen pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Can we put money
One
on this?
you
Yeah,
can
okay.
call you can call and see. There's at least one expert who believes that the singularity is going to just a few years away. Who is it? Ben Gluebler. He's the CEO of Singularity Net, who holds a PhD from Temple University and has worked as a leader of Humanity Plus and Artificial General Intelligence Society. Says that he believes artificial general intelligence is 3 to 8 years away. AGI is a term for AI that can truly perform tasks as well as humans, and it's a prerequisite for the singularity soon following. Whether you believe him or not, there's no sign of AI push slowing down anytime soon. Large language models from the likes of Meta and OpenAI, along with AGI, focus of Elon Musk's AI, are pushing hard. These systems have greatly increased the enthusiasm for the world of AGI. So you'll have more resources, both money and just human energy. More smart young people want to plunge into work and working on AGI. Technology isn't there yet. Some experts caution that we are truly a lot further than we think if we get there at all, but the quest is underway regardless. Musk, for example, created AIX in the summer of 2023 and just recently launched the chatbot Grok to assist humanity in its quest for understanding and knowledge. Musk also called AI the most disruptive force in history.
Right.
I think he's right. It's a changer. We said this. I said this a long time ago on our show. The internet. We were alive to see truly how the internet changed our world. The way that we did things as a senior in high school are
Right.
completely different. I wrote my term paper with a fucking microfiche. Do you remember microfiche?
Oh yeah.
I had to look up the shit on microfiche. I had books that I looked up and wrote my term paper on because we did our internet we used to download pictures of Cindy Crawford that took 13 hours to get one little JPEG. All
Mhm.
right. You played freaking multi-user dungeon chat shit, talked on fucking ICQ. So internet changed the world just like apps changed the internet and computers.
Right, right.
And AI is that next step. AI is going to be in 15 years, you're going to be like, how did I ever survive without AI? How did you ever survive? You know, you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
How did
And
I
it
ever
is a
survive?
powerful
But
it's a
it's gonna
powerful
be a
tool, but I
powerful
tell you,
tool.
in terms of this idea of the singularity, my mind goes to two places at once. It goes to this first place, which
You
is
go to James Cameron is where you go to.
do I?
Don't you?
Oh, well, okay, it goes three places.
Okay.
All right. My first place it goes to is okay, a singularity AI, right? An AI that actually has its own, not yours, its own intent, its own desire, its own will, wants, its only things it's want to accomplish. Would you put that thing in touch with like your credit score, your bank account, your financial system? Would you allow it to touch the money markets? Really? And I think that people would be like, "Well, hold up now." Because once the cat's out of the bag and the monster's out of the box and it can just do stuff on its own, well then it might just decide it doesn't like you and it destroy your life. Okay, so are we going to allow something like that to get empowered? So there's a certain part of my mind that thinks that that we will constrain this thing and limit its access as much as we can, or we'll try to, and then and maybe we won't be that smart. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I think about is, and that's really the big thing. There was something else I had. It was right there. It's gone. It's slipping away. Man.
You had two, and then I made.
I did have two, and you made this James Cameron joke, and my brain can't hold more than two things at a time. So one fell out, and now I've got can we put guns on it? we drop some robots into I don't know some okay. There's another point I have. Maybe it'll come back up. But I just don't think that we can.
That just popped up on the screen. I don't know what the hell that means. What is Skynet, JJ?
The thing is, like Terminator is the vivid, cool action movie that depicts reality, but in reality, the actuality, we're way more like Idiocracy.
Yeah. I would really rather have a President Camacho right now than fucking President Pedo.
I would so have a President Camacho right now.
If Donald Trump rode in on a motorcycle with armbands coming off of his arm, in a sleeveless shirt with armbands coming off his arms like the Ultimate Warrior used to wear when he would run down, and he had a headband on, with his hair, and he had a guitar electric guitar, of Eddie Van Halen guitar slung along his back. He don't even have to play it, just wear the guitar. If he were to dude, he would get all the
Did you see we didn't have it on our docket, but I'm curious if you saw it. Did you see Trump
Photoshop needs to be
Trump and Kid Rock and Tucker Carlson all walked down into UFC together?
And everybody, okay, see, this is the funny thing about this. Tucker, Trump, and who was the other one? Kid Rock all walked in to the UFC with Dana. And what is everybody talking about? Everybody's talking about Bill Burr and his stupid wife that flipped off Donald Trump. That's what everywhere I see. And only one person said, anybody notice that Tucker Carlson is with Donald Trump? And they were saying something. They asked Trump, what about Tucker Carlson for vice president? And he was like, sure, I like him, blah, blah, blah. What if Tucker Carlson was the vice presidential nominee? What do you think about Trump Carlson?
I honestly,
I don't give a crap about Bill Burr and his stupid wife.
Bill Burr's a funny guy, and
I don't even think he's funny. He's got some funny jokes, but he's not.
He's got kind of a bit he does, which is he gets red faced real fast.
Yeah, he's a character. He's like Larry the Cable Guy.
Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson. There's an enormous amount of appeal to a ticket like that. You have all of the energy of the bull in the cabinet, Donald Trump, making fun of everybody and mocking everybody and walking around like he's top dog. And to be honest, anywhere he goes, he really is the top dog. He really is. He's the magnet. He pulls all the energy. And then you have Tucker, and Tucker has a lot of broad appeal to people over, say, the age of 55, over the age of 45. He's an appealing guy, but especially to older people who vote that are reasonable and are like, well, listen, Tucker is on his, whatever show he's on. They've been watching Fox News forever, and now maybe on Twitter. He had 150 million views on his first video on Twitter. So, in terms of reach, in terms of broad appeal, in terms of balance, it makes a lot of sense. It really does, especially since DeSantis is walking around in stilts and just destroyed his own political career. All right. And then I don't know how we got into Trump and UFC, but anyway, there's last weekend on UFC, the three of them descended into the UFC pits, and the place erupted. And it wasn't in it was in North Carolina or something like that. No, it was in Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden
Yeah,
in
New
New York.
York.
And Trump enters the
City.
room and like the entire place erupts in crazy cheers.
Yeah, they didn't boo him for some reason, like the media
That's
always
nuts.
shows. It's
It's
crazy.
absolutely crazy.
I got one more story here, but if you want to bring it up and talk about it, because I posted it strictly for you because I haven't watched
Oh,
it yet.
yes. So yeah, okay, I got it right here. Look at this. Loki season 2 finale pulls in 11.2 million views, which is up 3% from the opener. Unlike
Is that more than the Marvels?
well, I don't know. You can compare a TV show versus a movie, but like, you know, I don't think anybody's watching the Marvels. Most of the Disney shows, most of them have a strong opening, right? Like the first episode, the first 2 episodes, and then viewership declines throughout the season.
Mhm.
Loki had more people watching the end than the beginning. That hasn't happened for Disney shows in a while. And it's already
Well, you
well,
go
I was
ahead.
just saying it's really difficult to get metrics on these streaming shows because you don't have those Nielsen boxes or whatever, and they don't have like an even way to measure, say, Netflix views versus Hulu versus Disney or whatever. And then Disney will be like, oh, there was like 2 billion minutes watched, and that doesn't mean anything because you don't know what 2 billion minutes watched means versus like 20,000 viewers. So the fact that you have 11.5 million, which is up 3% from that means that they kept their entire audience and they added to their audience throughout the season, which is a testament to how good this show really is. The Loki season 2 is ends so strong. And I know you haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you guys haven't watched Loki, you should definitely. It's only 6 episodes. You can block enough. You know, you can watch the whole thing in a couple of days. It's really good.
Well, you've been raving about this, and not only you, but other folks on the server have been talking about how good this is. But you raving about a Disney show on Disney Plus has made me want to go.
Yeah.
What? What's going on?
Yeah.
Do they give you money at the end of the show? Why does JJ love this show so much?
It just the trick they pull. I'm not saying I don't want to say it's a trick either. It's because you know my opinion of the first season of Loki was like strong premise. I like the framing of the Brazil like TVA. Brazil is a movie from the 1980s by Terry Gilliam for 1985. For those of you that aren't familiar with the work of Terry Gilliam and the Monty Python cast. Okay, so I like the framing of the season 1, and
actually, people are probably more familiar with Terry Gilliam's movies because they probably don't know they're his movies.
Yeah, like Baron Munchausen or something like that. They just don't know.
Oh man, that's such
yeah.
Oh, what a great
movie.
Gotta look and see where I can stream that.
Okay, so season 1, I felt like when I was like great setup, great premise, and then I was like, it gets kind of like weak, and I really didn't like the middle, and then they ended strong with the Jonathan Majors Kane character in the last episode, but it was kind of like a little bit of a disappointment for me. This season starts off stronger than it finished last season, and the middles, and it's got some great characters. Ouroboros is a captivate. He's an Academy Award-winning actor. He was in Everything. I can't say the name of the movie. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, or something like that. And they cast him for this character Ouroboros in this movie, and he almost steals every scene that he's in because he's just captivating to watch this guy. And the series starts off kind of like, what is going on here? And it gives you a couple question marks, but by the time it gets to the end of the season, I swear there's a scene in the 6th episode where you're watching it and you're like, oh my God, wow. And the fact that it even happens, the fact that I because I caught myself, I was watching, I was like, oh my God. And then I was so impressed in that moment that I was like, whatever they had done in the past that I wasn't happy with, I was like, this is good. This is really, really good. So if you haven't watched Loki, watch Loki. We'll see if we can get Deke to watch it in the next couple of days, and then we can actually discuss it. Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Yeah.
It's on Pluto for free. Download the Pluto app.
It's
search for The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Watch that movie for free today. it's
And if you
fabulous.
got kids, it's okay for kids. Maybe if your kids are like 10 or so, they're fine.
I want to watch it to make sure it's okay because me and JJ had a
Yeah.
conversation yesterday. About,
Yeah, there's nothing
hey, I love this
there's-
movie in the 90s, and then you watch it and you're like, oh
there's
shit, I forgot
nothing
about
really
that part.
gratuitous about it. Although there is the scene with Robin Williams, like space god, and his who's trying to
Yeah, it's kind of
trying
they
to-
lose their head.
yeah, he's trying to
and-
grab ass his wife a little bit, but it's even that's not like there's no nudity or anything like that. It's just just
No.
cartoonish. It's a good movie. All right.
Such a good
All right,
movie.
hey, I'm late for a phone call and a blood draw, so I'm gonna have to go. So let me see if I got a joke. Sorry, I can't believe we just yapped. Folks, if you haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, and come hang out with us in the mornings. We drink coffee and we talk about the news and stuff. Deke, why did Sweden start painting barcodes on the side of their battleships? You have any idea?
I've heard this one before, but I cannot remember it.
So they could Scandinavian.
yeah, so they could scan.
Oh,
That's a good one.
yes.
good Do you ever get people that will call your phone and then sneeze and then hang up?
Oh no, that's never.
Man,
happened
I'm
to me.
getting so sick of these cold calls.
Yeah, all right. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock ish.
Ish.